on terror is a consequence of 9/11 attacks on Twin Towers. Still, nobody can authentically say that attack was planned by Jewish or Muslim extremists, but as a result of it some bitter facts emerged. American lost 3,000 individuals in Twin Tower attacks. U.S.-led forces have lost over 1,684 soldiers. Their more than 6,584 troops have suffered serious injuries since September 2001. The heavy losses in terms of finances are a major setback to the economies of USA and its allies. Pakistan has also been forced to be a key player of global war on terror. According to USA reports, Islamabad is facing major impact of the war, and guerrilla warfare has enveloped complete Pakistan. Over 3,000 soldiers and civilians were martyred and many injured as a result of war against terror. Economy of USA and her NATO allies depleting continuously. Cancer of militancy is continuously maligning the whole world. Speedily gulf between two civilizations has also been widened, knocking the door of final nuclear war. However, India, Israel and former USA Bush were the main beneficiaries of global war on terror. USA, Israeli and Indian strategic relations are revolving around common interests like containing China, weakening Pakistan through political destabilization, and targeting Iranian and Pakistani nuke program. New Delhi has also made a secret agreement to provide bases to strike Iran. In this context, Indian and Israeli forces heads have made various pacts during their visits to Tel Aviv and New Delhi. They have also made ingress in a number of American and Western think tanks and media groups. They are using their platforms for criticizing Muslim countries, their policies and peaceful nuke capabilities. For example, on January 17, 2010, Times Online again starting yelling against Pakistan nuke program. The newspaper reported that extremists have access to Pakistani nukes program. Moreover, American has trained a special PAC unit to counter any threat to nukes. The article published in the Times Online would be taken as mere try to divert IAEA and nuke experts' attention from recent accidents of Indian nuke program and Israeli brutality against Gazans. Christina Lem seemed to be on payload RAW and Mossad. She is also notorious for spreading rumors regarding Pakistan nuke program of and on while maliciously writing articles. Coming back to the topic, I would say that former President of USA Mr. Bush was also one of the main beneficiaries of global war on terror. To save his oil business, he pushed American forces in Iraq on the pretext of CIA factious reports that his presence of weapons of mass destruction and converted peaceful Islamic world their enemy. It is worth mentioning here that policies of lonely superpower is being influenced and controlled by Jewish and Hindu lobbies. Most of the think tanks are being bribed by Israel and India. The think tanks affect the policy makers through publishing reports according to their masters' designs. It's an open secret now that India is using Afghan territory for training of terrorists and dispatching them to Pakistan. Recently, Director General Inter-Services Intelligence General Ahmet Shuja Pasha, while briefing Parliamentary Committee of National Security regarding U.S. new Afghan policy and its implication on Pakistan, revealed that Afghan soil is being used for terrorist activities in Pakistan. He told that drug smugglers of Afghanistan have been supporting the terrorists. Pasha also suggested the need that movement of terrorists on Pak-Afghan border should be monitored. He informed members of the committee that negotiations to tighten checking on bordering area between two countries were underway with all stakeholders. The committee members also suggested that Pakistan should be a key player in new Afghan policy. It also demanded to expel the name of Pakistan from policy of U.S. new immigration list. Meanwhile, committee chairman Raza Rabbani said U.S. drone strikes on Pakistani soil was blatant violation of country's integrity and sovereignty. He said foreign ministry should raise the issue at diplomatic level. He said that continuous drone attacks on Pakistani territory took away the nation's self-respect, integrity and sovereignty, which cannot be tolerated, and the issue has been raised with U.S. He said that idea of fencing the Pak-Afghan border would be kept in mind while preparing the recommendations for national security. To a question about drone strikes, Raza Rabbani said the government has lodged protest against U.S. drone strikes diplomatically several times but no avail. Prime Minister also used similar tone while addressing National Assembly in last week. Pakistan times and again also demanded that border with Afghanistan should be fenced, but rulers of Kabul always opposed the suggestions. The above facts dictate that India, Israel and former President Bush were the main beneficiaries and real stakeholders of war. American think tanks should know that Washington is losing her credibility because of her tilt towards anti-Muslim policies. Though, the American and NATO top brass now started realizing that purpose of Indian ingress in Afghanistan is not to support global war on terror. Her activities in Afghanistan are quite objectionable. On September 20, NATO commander, General McChrystal in his report on the Afghan war had admitted, Indian political and economic influence is increasing in Afghanistan, including significant development efforts is likely to exacerbate regional tensions. New Delhi, under the pretext of Talibanization of Afghanistan and Pakistan, has established her intelligence network with the support of Israeli Mossad. She is also running secret operations against Pakistan from its consulates in Mazar-i-Sharif, Jalalabad, Kandahar and other sensitive parts of the Pak-Afghan border. She has spent millions of dollars in Afghanistan to strengthen its grip and has been sending well-trained militants along with arms to Pakistan for attacking the security personnel, including Western nationals. The unrest in Balochistan is directly being supported by her. New Delhi has attained strategic depth against Pakistan and China while increasing her military troops in the country. Indian joint venture with Israel also reveals that they have decided to set up cantonments inside Afghanistan. In this respect, puppet regime of Hamid Karzai is encouraging India in using the Border Roads Organization in constructing the ring roads and ignoring Pakistan demand of fencing the border. Notably, India doesn't have the desire of rolling back her clandestine agenda against Pakistan and China. She will like to keep America engaged in Afghanistan even beyond 2011. Indian intelligence agency has also planned some covert operations against USA NATO forces located in Afghanistan. USA if serious in leaving Afghanistan by 2011, then she must try to establish publicly supported Afghan government. She must also pressurize New Delhi to resolve most burning issues like Kashmir, border dispute with China and water conflicts with Bangladesh, Nepal and Pakistan. US and NATO is ready to do more instead of displaying double standards while keeping the silence over the Pak-Afghan border crossers. They should also discontinue with the thoughts that Pak army is not trained and nukes are unsafe. The Western and American media must know that Pakistan is a responsible nuclear state and is also maintaining highly professional armed forces. At number of occasions, Chief of Army Staff General Ashfaq Parvez said that Pakistani security forces do not require any sort of foreign training for countering insurgency, except for much specialized weapons, equipment and high technology. He also maintained that strategic decisions regarding where, when and how many troops need to be deployed in each operation or sector, purely would be based on our national interests and analysis. President, Prime Minister and Foreign Office spokesman too categorically rejected Western media campaign and American concern over Pakistan nukes and said that our army is capable enough to protect our nuclear assets. In short, USA should stop supporting chief beneficiaries of global war on terror, India and Israel, if serious in resolving global security issues. She should respect the sovereignty and integrity of Pakistan while immediate stopping of drone attacks. Pakistan should be given drone technology for elimination of militancy. Obama should discontinue with the Bush policies of colonialism, capturing, interfering and grabbing other countries' natural resources. Talk with Afghan Taliban is the only solution to settle Afghan issue and achieving ultimate victory in global war on terror.